Ah, the Game Awards. The magical time of year where Jeff Keighley puts on the gamer dad energy and herds us into a digital coliseum of trailers, ads that are pretending not to be ads, and the occasional award. But let's be honest, you are not here for the Best Ongoing Game award. We're here for the big reveals. Hi folks, it's Falcon. Grab your Doritos, mute the orchestra. It's time for 10 brand new video game announcements from the Video Game Awards. Starting off with number 10, it's No Law. Basically, it's a secret society cyberpunk FPS from Neon Giant, the folks behind The Ascent, who are now backed by publisher Krafton. It's not a glossy trailer with zero substance either. It's pretty beefy in terms of showing us what this is. You see Port Desire, the open city that's built for the game. You play as Gray Harker, an ex-military badass with a messy past. Kind of a cyber noir narrative that looks as much RPG as it is shooter. Obviously, we've all played Cyberpunk at this point. We don't have a release date yet, but we do know it's coming for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC at some point. Hey, before we go any further, gonna give you a quick ask to give us a subscribe. More of you that are watching are not subscribed than are, so obvious reason to do so. It helps us a whole lot, and we hope it helps you find some stuff you like. So thanks a ton for clicking subscribe. Let's get on with the video. Moving on to number 9, it's Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, a big budget reimagining of the original Tomb Raider game from 1996. This is a full-ass remake, not a remaster, and it looks freaking huge. What's kind of crazy is at this point, when I see this game, I think, wow, that looks like Uncharted, and Uncharted looks like Tomb Raider. It just goes back and forth, these two franchises at this point. Honestly, it looks like everything I could want out of a remake of Tomb Raider. There is actually another new Tomb Raider game coming out as well, Tomb Raider Catalyst, although we have no idea what that is. I guess it's an announcement. I just wanted to roll it into this. They did show some gameplay from that, but it's not really... I mean, the thing that really, I think, got everybody excited is the Legacy of Atlantis. It looks awesome. It's coming in 2026 to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, and Tomb Raider Catalyst is coming in 2027. Moving on to number 8, it's Control Resonant. So they're calling this a sequel, but I'm almost calling it like something different. So the thing we're looking at doesn't look to me as though it's Jesse Faden working within the oldest house to contain the resonance. It's Dylan Faden, Jesse's brother, kind of the villain, not really the villain, allied with the villain. If there is a villain, the resonance is kind of a sound that's an alien, that's an infection. Control's weird. Control Resonant looks 10 times as weird because there's an altered world event happening outside of the oldest house in Manhattan that doesn't look to just involve the resonance. I don't actually know if I would consider this a sequel. It may be the next piece of information in the Remedy connected universe, and it may be a Control game, but I'm not fully sure what to make of this other than like it's like almost an action RPG looking thing, but also kind of like prototype. And I think you might be trying to spread the resonance, making you a bad guy. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on here. PS5, Xbox Series, and PC is where it's landing, and it's landing next year. You can bet your ass I'm playing it. And number 7 is Highguard, coming to us from Wildlight Entertainment, which has people who worked on Apex Legends and Titanfall. They've really tossed a crazy looking shooter our way. It looks very fast paced, lots of crazy powers, lots of crazy weapons, melee, long range. You play as what they're calling wardens, these arcane gunslingers sent to battle for control of a mythical content, as the marketing materials say. I mean, we know these guys know what they're doing in terms of this type of game, so I'm excited to see exactly where this goes. This one's launching for free on Steam, Xbox Series, and PS5, January 26th. And number 6 is 4 Loop, a Sony Interactive / Bad Robot Games, yes, the J.J. Abrams linked studio. They have finally pulled back the curtain on 4 Loop, a 4-player tactical sci-fi co-op shooter that feels like Left 4 Dead if it was in space. Unlike your typical cookie-cutter co-op shooter, 4Loop leans really hard on the idea that you and your squad are doomed repeatedly, and that's the point. Earth has fallen to a brutal alien invasion, and you're thrust into a looping battle to save it. Every death resets you back into the fight, but you keep learning, evolving, and improvising with your team's unique builds to try to push further every time. It's a respawn-centric roguelite meets tactical shooter. It's interesting. The trailer shows bizarre alien biomes and some pretty interesting oddball boss enemies. It's like a Rubik's Cube looking organic thing that you fight. It's crazy. I think it's really interesting because they're describing the gameplay as failing forward, and I like that. I can't lie. I think that's very intriguing. 4Loop is confirmed for PS5 and PC. We do not have a date for it. And number 5 is The Free Shepherd, a cute and unexpectedly poetic game. You're not doing anything too crazy here. You're finding lost sheep. You're a loyal and energetic border collie, a devoted sheepdog, tasked with rounding up the flock, guiding the safety across a sweeping, mysterious landscape. Cozy, to say the least. Visually, the trailer sells The Free Shepherd as both charming and evocative, a bunch of wide open spaces, some peaceful moments, and a mysterious calamity disrupting the peace. It's an interesting looking game. This one's coming to PS5 and PC in 2027, so it's a ways off. But hey, journey with the dog. I'll take it. And number 4, a new Divinity from Larian Studios. Been a lot of hype and speculation around it. We got a full-on reveal. And of course, as of now, we have a game that is simply titled Divinity. Don't know if it's Divinity Original Sin 3. The studio previously said there's no plans for a direct Original Sin sequel, but this looks bigger and broader than that. It's apparently bigger in scope than Baldur's Gate 3, which is fully crazy. Basically Divinity-style role-playing stuff with the much more ambitious world-building and epic scale of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm there for it. Moving on to number 3, it's Ace Combat 8, Wings of THEVE. The last Ace Combat was released in 2019 and ported to Nintendo Switch in 2024, and it's Ace Combat's 30th anniversary, so what a better time to announce Ace Combat 8? I can't imagine one. I mean, obviously, it's a modernized version of Ace Combat 8. I don't feel like we know a whole lot about what is particular to this one other than its graphics are way, way better than any previous Ace Combat game. Wings of THEVE is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC sometime in 2026. Moving on to number 2, it's Star Wars Galactic Racer. A big surprise reveal, honestly. It's kind of got Episode 1 Racer vibes, but with a lot more vehicles and courses. Episode 1 Racer, very nostalgic, also did not live up to its potential at all. Fuse Games looks to establish the Galactic League, a unsanctioned galactic racing circuit. You're going to be racing through Jakku, weaving through wrecked Star Destroyers, bunch of other crazy looking stuff going on here. There's developers from Burnout, Need for Speed, and I really think that's going to be pretty big in terms of what the hell we get here. It's not just like a skin-deep Star Wars race. This is real stuff, like in terms, these are people that know how to make good racing games, so that's exciting. There's a 2026 launch window. You're going to see it on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. And finally, at number 1, it's Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, a massive new single-player narrative action RPG. This isn't just another Ubisoft-style open world or a multiplayer blaster. It's a story-driven journey back to the Old Republic era of the galaxy far, far away, developed by Argonaut Studios, obviously in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. Fate of the Old Republic reunites Casey Hudson, veteran game director and mind behind Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and the Mass Effect trilogy, with the franchise that sort of made his name. Knights of the Old Republic is huge, and without it, he wouldn't have been able to make Mass Effect, and we all know what Mass Effect is. It is being marketed as a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic, but it is definitely not a simple retread of old ideas. This looks like a big, potentially earth-shattering BioWare-style RPG, modernized for what we want out of that now. I think that, in all seriousness, if you remember when Knights of the Old Republic came out, it was during the height of the prequel backlash, And I'm just gonna be serious with you here. That is exactly what I hope happens here. Knights of the Old Republic sort of was like, oh wait, Star Wars can be awesome. Looking back, I liked the prequels a lot more than I liked them at first, but still, Knights of the Old Republic is legendary, and this looks like it could be as well. We have no release info yet on it, although I would expect it to come out on pretty much everything. This one's exciting. I do also have some bonus games for you. First, Resident Evil Requiem. This is of course Resident Evil 9. It is a major evolution, and yet it is also going back to Raccoon City now, a ruined post-outbreak wasteland with a big old crater from a big old bomb. It's interesting, they're actually tying everything back to Umbrella, and they're giving us a dual protagonist setup with Leon S. Kennedy and FBI agent Grace Ashcroft. I mean, if you want to see a game that looks like it's really banking on you knowing Raccoon City and feeling that classic Resident Evil vibe, it's this one. But also, it looks bigger and sweeter and more awesome than it's ever been. This one's coming in February next year to PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. Next, it's TankRat, a vehicular action game that mixes the scrap metal insanity of what, I want to say it kind of reminds me of Twisted Metal, but Twisted Metal was so long ago. And it's kind of the follow-up to another tank game. Alpha Channel is a developer. They created Tank Head. TankRat is the follow-up to that, developing on the vehicular combat roots. And you got, obviously, these mech-like enemies, mechanical snakes, rolling bosses and stuff. Just, it feels like Mad Max meets Mech Warrior. It looks really cool. Apparently they're going to have deep customization too, so you're not just shooting stuff, you're also building your tank up from the wreckage that you find around you. I think sounds like a hell of a concept. Hopefully it is as good as it looks. TankRat is landing on PC and PS5 in spring 2026. Next is Ontos, the new title from Frictional Games, the folks behind Soma and Amnesia, and it looks like a spiritual successor to Soma, but very much with its own identity. You play as Aditi Amani, a engineer exploring the eerie and abandoned Samsara Moon Hotel, a repurposed facility built over the ruins of a failed lunar mining colony. Unsettling corridors abound. Looks like we're going to be very into the sci-fi mystery and psychological tension type stuff here. Frictional has not just waved a Soma flag and called it a day, though. There's a bunch of talk of choice and consequence, immersive systems-driven gameplay, and puzzles that aren't there just to stall you. Ontos is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC next year. And finally, it's Stupid Never Dies, an action RPG with stylish combat and zombies. You're Davey, a down-on-his-luck zombie living in a world where monsters are pretty much just everyday citizens. Your beloved human Julia has been frozen in time, and it's up to you to slash, bash, and I guess other things. Blast? That sounds right. Looks right. Anyway, there's a bunch of crazy and bizarre creatures in wild dungeons. It's a bit of a hi-fi rush looking game, but more action RPG-ish, and there's not really, to my knowledge, a rhythm element of it. Very stylish looking, very cool looking. Coming to PC and PS5 in 2026. And that's all I've got for you today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. So click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. Become a member of the 1% Club by clicking the join button and listen to The Falcon Show. We're having a blast there. Thanks a whole lot. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.